Hello, this is Wmpyr. For today's lesson, I want to show you guys a self-defense set. Okay, so I'm going to follow the Captain Fairbairn's fighting method, the formula that I got from my own notes, and that is to stun, to hurt, to throw. Stun, hurt, throw. Okay, so that's the formula that we're going to be following. Now, to apply techniques to that, the first thing is, the easiest would probably be to apply some boxing techniques. Number one is, well, if you're going to stun the opponent, in boxing-wise, that's a jab. So you're going to stand with a weaker arm forward, right? And you throw your jab, and that's your stun. And then for hurt, we can throw the cross. And then for throw, we have to go to a different style, because in boxing, obviously, they don't throw. So the first two are covered, right? No, that would be incorrect. And the reason why is because with Captain Fairbairn's method, if you guys remember correctly, the first one, yes, is to stun the opponent. So a jab would work. A jab from boxing would totally work. But to stun, remember, he's going into close quarters combat. So he's much, much closer. He's skipping medium range. Whereas in boxing, if you throw the cross, now, boom, you throw the cross, you're going to be in medium range where you're boxing the opponent, where you're going to be exchanging shots. And that is exactly what they don't do in Captain Fairbairn's method. And also I recommend not to do for self-defense as well. So let's go back. And the first one, like I said, can be a jab. But remember, this is for street. So rather than employing a closed fist, you could do open palm, right? Some systems at this point for the stun, they could even do an eye jab to the eyes, like in Jeet Kune Do. What I recommend is, because Escrima comes from a weapons-based, we're talking about sticks, knives, machete, and then also improvised weapons. In this case, I like to use my keys, and therefore, I would like to go to the eyes, so kind of the same thing as Jeet Kune Do, but if you want to play safer than the fingers, you could use your second knuckles. And like I said, with the keys, it would work the same way. You are putting the keys right to their face, aiming for the eyes. And we're using the angles of attack that you practice with the sticks. So here it is. Go one, you could go this way, you could go that way, so diagonal, diagonal. You could go side, side. And then, of course, you could go upwards diagonals as well. Now, you could do that with the fingers too. And believe me, if you use your fingers and use the angles of attack, now you could go on a hard wall and you could go like that. I had no fear that I was going to break my fingers or hurt my fingers. And I could go hard and fast on that. If you go straight in, now you're going to be worried because, you know, the wall is solid, and that's what the human skull can be. It can be very, very solid like a wall. So in that case, the angles of attack really helps. But if you want to be even safer, use your second knuckles. And this is, once again, closer to using the actual keys, okay? So you're going to use this, once again, as a stun technique right into the eyes. And the goal is not to scratch the eyeballs, to do damage, permanent damage to the eyes and make them blind. No, that's not the goal. The goal is to cause this, okay? Because remember, it's stun. We're not at hurt yet. So it's a quick flicking motion. So 1, 2, 3, you know, I'm just doing a quick flicking motion using my angles of attack. So that's a side angle right there. I could go this way as well. That way, that's a downwards diagonal. So any of these as a stun technique right there, okay? And once again, the idea, even with the keys, it's not to damage the eyes. I expect them to close their eyes. They're not going to leave them open for me. And it's just, even a tough person that's trying to really hurt me, they still have to close their eyes. So they're going to block that, and they'll keep attacking, but they got to block that. And that split second is what I want. And like I said, the next one, usually in self-defense programs, they will teach you the palm strike. The palm strike, to me, the next one, so after the flick to the eyes, if you do the palm strike there for hurt, so we did the stun, now we're going to hurt, this to me is really not that different from the cross in boxing. So to me, it's still it's still boxing. If you do that now, you're getting suckered into a boxing game. So I'm not a big fan of that. What I prefer instead is, instead of palm strike this way, I like to go palm heel strike this way. That is very similar. It's actually more similar to a hammer fist, okay, where you're striking this way, but I'm using the heel like so. And what that does is that naturally brings me much, much closer to the target in order to hit this like so, okay? And that's exactly what I want, because I want to be in close range, because the next one is throw, right? So real quick, I flick to the eyes, okay, using my angle. And then the next one, I'm going to go ahead and come this way. So that forces me to get close. I have to move in, and I land this. Once I land this, now we can go into the throw. And for the throw, what I'm recommending for you guys, move number 3, is to actually grab the head and the jaw and to twist, okay? We're not trying to break the neck. To me, that is a fantasy move, and I hate it when they show it in Hollywood and they break people's neck that way and they make it look so easy. It's extremely difficult. I feel like the only way you could really pull something like that off is you have to be like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, like supernaturally strong, and your opponent has to be a much smaller, like, teenager, okay? It's just in the fantasy realm. So in real life, you're twisting their neck because you want to take them down. The body goes where the head goes. So rather than trying to throw the whole body, we're just trying to throw the head. And by twisting the head, we're trying to move them downwards. So you can pull them down like that. Now, some people have very strong necks, and even after you did your stun to the eyes, and then you did one of these right onto their face again, and really even if you cause some damage, like I said, some people are just really tough, very strong necks, and in the street, chances are they're probably bigger and stronger than you are. So you're doing this and you find resistance, you find that you're not able to really control them, then at this point you could palm strike, or more like a palm slap, their face, and then get out of there. So you just boom and push yourself and escape, because in the Fairbairn method, that was the goal anyway, which was the throw. It's not really, it could be a takedown or a throw, but the main idea there was to disorient the opponent, because once you disorient them and they're confused and they're going, what just happened? That gives you the opportunity to either finish or escape. And in our case right now, for self-defense, we want to escape. And I wouldn't even think of finishing unless I had a knife and the situation was really, really bad enough. Or if I had some other weapon that was capable of doing serious damage, I wouldn't even think of doing something like that. So it's almost always just escape, right? But in order to escape, sometimes we have to fight our way to get out. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So that's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.